Looking for a place that does it all? Maldini's by the River serves mouth-watering breakfasts, pasta, pizzas and more, plus amazing coffee and cocktails. They hit the spot every single time. You're planning a special event? Well, their private function room and versatile restaurant are the perfect place for any celebration. Good food, good friends, good times, Maldini's. Hi there. Welcome back to Life in 5, the podcast where we speak to some of the biggest names in sport, entertainment, and the media. Well, I'm MG, and today's guest, well, he is a fan favourite. He's also one of the most spoken about players in the modern era of rugby league. I speak of the one, the only, Bondi's own, Victor, the Inflictor, Radley. Victor, welcome to Life in 5, my friend.
That was the intro.
How's
Great intro.
Inflictor? I mean, who gave you that? Is that the kind of nickname that was given to you? And if that's, what would you call yourself if you could give your own nickname?
I'm happy with Rads or whatever, but
Rads.
That came in under 20s when we made the grand final, and my Bronny mates kind of went to that game, and then they kind of I played for Coogee Wombats the year before. Actually, no, it was that year I played for Coogee Wombats when I didn't play under 20s, and they gave it to me there, and then they all came to the game, and the Bronny crew, and had just a sign saying the Inflictor at the 20s grand final, and that was it.
There's something about the Eastern Suburbs, because I know that the Penrith game he's played recently, the young bloke who made his debut.
Hugo,
Hugo. The crowd sounded like there was more Roosters fans there than Penrith, and they were all up in that one stage.
Well, that's because Hugo's a local boy. He grew up down Bronny Beach, same as me. And the crew down there, they're Roosters through and through. They're the Eastern Suburbs yuppie kind of tag you get. That's not them, They're down-to-earth people, rough as guts. They organised buses to go out to Paris Stadium. I think there was 2 buses full of them, and they started drinking early, and then that was it. Similar to my debut, I think Hugo topped it with the crew he had there. He had Sheilas and everything. He was killing it.
Okay, for your first photo, just before we get into your first photo today on Life in 5, was it hard coming up with 5 photos that have kind of...
It wasn't hard. It was enjoyable. I was just telling you before, it was enjoyable going through old photos and stuff and having a look. It wasn't hard. I kind of knew what I was looking for straight away, what shaped my life, and made it pretty easy, to be honest, but it was good looking through all the old ones.
Well, this one here, I think that everyone can relate to this. Your first ever footy jersey. Tell us all about this first photo in Life in 5 for Victor Radley.
Yeah, that's Cavelli Crocs, my junior club. I've got 3 brothers, 2 older, so they would have already been playing. So my mum and dad put me in at 4 years old with my brother. I don't even remember any of this. I can't even remember primary school, but this photo I thought, shaped. I'm doing this for a living now, and I started at 4 years old because I loved it and I wanted to be like my brother. So it's a good little photo, little Roosters emblem there. Cavelli up Burrows Park. I'm not sure if you know the area, but it's a good spot on the cliff. I spent 4 afternoons a week and played there on the weekend my whole life. So
where are you in the chain of brothers? What age?
I got 2 older. We're all 2 years apart. So I'm 27, 29, 31, 25.
What were the games in the backyard like?
2-on-2, yeah.
Whose side were you on? Which age?
Well, it was me and Lewis versus Jack and Harry, oldest, youngest. Mate, it was the best ever. 4 boys growing up.
Every day.
2-on-2. Every game was just playable. So that's why I think I might try and have 4 boys as I go on. It was good. Probably not good for my parents, but it was good for me growing up.
And when did you, as a young bloke, were you a Roosters fan, like even then? When did you start being like a Roosters mate?
I was a Rooster forever. I'm not sure what age it would have been. Probably under 7s, 8s. Would have played at halftime on Allianz Stadium.
Yeah.
Rooster through and through.
The SFS then?
SFS would have been, yeah. Grew up doing Bronte Nippers. Went to Bronte Public School. And I was just always Roosters. I remember going to the SFS, watching the Roosters play. Probably a couple of times at halftime, like I mentioned. But always Roosters, and then through Cavelli Crocs up until I was under 17s, and then obviously under 20s and stuff went after that.
Well, your next photo goes straight to it. Here's a perfect picture of the Roosters boys all just getting around, and that's this kind of photo for me encapsulates rugby league. Tell us about it. Tell us why you picked this one.
Well, I kind of, when I thought about it, I said I want to do something to do with the Roosters, my club that I play for, and then this photo came to mind because I love the game so much, and I get to do it every day for a job, and I never want to take that for granted because you know what it's like when you're with all your mates all day, every day, playing footy and getting fit. Like it is hard at times, but it's not. It's my dream job. And yeah, this photo kind of just encapsulated that. Everyone having a good time. I forget what was going on there, but we're all having a good laugh. But that's what it's like every single day. There's not a day where there's not laughs like that.
And to give the viewers of this a little bit of an insight into, rocking up the training, sometimes you could be having a pretty crap day and all you got to do is see one of your teammates and everything just changes, doesn't it?
Oh, for sure. That's right. Just turning up to train, no matter what's going on in your life, you'll have a good day there. You're with 30 blokes who are all like-minded. I feel like you get it on a building site as well. That's why I love being a carpenter. If you're with good people on a building site, it's very similar. But it's something that I don't ever want to take for granted because I have so much fun every single day doing what I love and get paid to do it. So I'd probably be doing that anyway if I wasn't getting paid. So it's good.
So from that first photo in your first jersey to that photo, when was the first time you were spotted, and when did you kind of first start believing that you could make rugby league a job?
Well, Adrian Lamb was my junior coach.
Know him real well, Lammy.
Yeah,
yep.
From 7 years old up until under 17s. So I was extremely lucky that I was just his son, Lockie's age.
Yeah, yeah.
So I got coached by him my whole upbringing, and I always felt like I was a good player just because of how he kind of coached me and spoke to me. So I never felt like I always was confident just because of the confidence he gave me. But I didn't think I was never, I'm going to play NRL. I left school at 15, started my carpentry apprenticeship, and I loved doing that.
With your dad? Was it with your dad?
With my dad, yeah. And then it kind of I just kept playing and ended up playing first grade, but I never, people say, oh, you got told, like I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. I was always confident just because of Lammy, but I definitely, without Lammy, I wouldn't be playing NRL. That's for sure. I know that for a fact. So.
How old were you when you played your first grade game? What was your first grade debut?
2017, I wasn't even training with first grade. I was still in under 20s. And Jake Friend broke his hand.
So at 19, you were?
19, yeah. And Jake Friend broke his hand. And I got brought up and played hooker for 3 games that year. And that kind of really come on quickly. So I was kind of playing 20s, working as a carpenter, and then kind of just got brought in really quickly.
And that defensive style of yours, you've always had that? You've always loved to hit people?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I obviously had 3 brothers. They're up there at the moment. There's some ugly mugs.
Well, let's get onto that. Let's get onto it because that's here's your brothers and your dad in this third photo. Where's Mum?
Mum's not in this photo because that's at 2 ones on the piss at my dad's Christmas party. My mum doesn't even drink, so you can imagine what she's like. But look at there's 5 big schnozzers in there.
So go through from the left to right. You got
that's the youngest on the left.
Yep.
He's the biggest. That's the oldest next to him. He's the smallest. Obviously my father, and then that's Lewis on the right. He's just a bit older than me, but like I said, the defense or the toughness, I grew up just loving. I'm not going to say violence, but I love contact. Like if we were down the beach, I wanted to catch big shoreys and get slammed on the sandbank, or I want to jump off the big rock, or I want to wrestle my brothers or play knee footy. I had that ever since I can remember. Even my younger brother, I remember thinking like, he kept saying like, I'm not playing knee footy with you, but I always had that where I love the contact or the wrestling or whatever it was. As long as we were getting hurt, I was kind of happy. So
you're obviously you're a family man. Obviously to put this photo up on the podcast. When you look at this, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I don't know. That's a tough question straight away. I'm just proud, to be honest. I know we're 5 of us there. They're all big, ugly mugs. But to be honest, I'm proud to be a Radley. We're definitely not perfect. Like my oldest brother's lives in his ute. He just goes hunting. That's what he does. My youngest one's a fisherman up at Southwest Rocks. Lewis is a plumber. My dad's a builder, a successful builder. He's done really well. But I'm just proud to be a Radley. I've always felt that way ever since I was young. I was proud to have brothers and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely grateful for my family. Yeah.
And how many grandkids has your dad got?
I've had the first.
First one?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's one, but I don't know how many more we're going to get.
Well, they were pretty loose.
I think Lewis has a girlfriend. She's really nice. They've been together for years, but the other 2 on the left, they're loose as anything. Like I said, he lives in his ute. The other one just what's he do? Just get on the piss and smoke bongs. So he runs that program.
Nothing wrong with that. So what about when you're going through some of your own demons? Is your brothers ever get a call? Is it your dad, or who do you go to for
they're not the ones I call. No. I feel like we're very. My dad's he's just obviously would have had problems in his life, but his biggest thing is you turn up for work.
Yeah.
If you're hungover, you turn up for work. If whatever's going on in your life, hey, just get up and go to work.
Discipline.
Like we were speaking of, I'll go to football training and it'll change my day.
Yep.
That was kind of his thing. He never drummed that into me, but I kind of saw that growing up. He wouldn't have had a day off work that I can remember my whole life, really. So that was probably the biggest thing that he would have shared on to us.
And what will Mum do when she sees it?
That she's not in it? She's all right, my mum. She's... Yeah, obviously massive. She had 4 boys and my dad. I feel a bit sorry for her now. Like looking back, I didn't notice how hard it would have been for her, but it would have been hard, especially because I know what my father's like, and I know all 4 of us are exactly the same as him. And he, like I said, we're not sensitive people. He's not someone to come and sit down and have a D&M with. And so she would have found it very lonely growing up like that. I kind of wish I had one sister just to take the ease off the rest of us, but it's just how the eggs crumbled. Yeah. But she's good. She's proud of me, definitely.
Well, your 4th photo is something that I must confess didn't even know that you were English when back in the day when you qualified for the English jersey. But on the left, you've got a picture of a signed jersey or one of your jerseys in a pub, and on the right is you playing for the English team. Tell us about the photo on the left, and tell us about what's it like representing, and how did you represent England?
Well, my dad's born in England. He came over here at 20-something years old.
Oh, okay. So he's a Pom.
Yeah, he's still got the Pommy accent. And I always loved the English side because, like I said, I did my apprenticeship with him and he had all English men working for him. So I just kind of felt like I had a connection with the English a bit. And then when the World Cup year was coming round, I kind of had a decision to make, and I had this gut feeling that I wanted to do that. I'm really happy that I did, because I got to learn more about my dad and where he's from, and I've spent a lot of time over there now. But the photo on the left, that's the Workingmen's Club in Hoyland, where my dad's from, in between Sheffield and Barnsley.
Sheffield. I played at Sheffield for a season. Yeah, mad place.
Yeah, mate, it's good city. I went out in Barnsley too when I was there last. That's all right. But so that was where my granddad, him and my dad's good mate John Boy, his dad would sit in the Workingmen's Club every day and have a few pints. And when I went over there for the World Cup year, my mate Matt Baines was telling me about that. And then I said, I want to get my first English jersey framed. And my mate Vad did it and then hung it above where he sat, and it just says, in loving memory of Derek Radley.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I heard some, going back there as well, I heard so many good stories of my grandfather as well. I remember speaking to some lads that were kind of my age, and they said there's a pub football team from their area there, and they said Derek would go and watch every game, away games, home games, and they said still today when they get a win, they go to the pub and do a cheers for Derek Radley.
Wow.
So I think he had a pretty big involvement in the little country town that my dad's from, and I was pretty proud to get that hung up there.
So I remember when this all happened, you were close to an Origin jersey. Everyone's speaking about you playing Origin, and you're built for Origin. Your type of play is what Origin jerseys are given to, but you had to make a sacrifice to play for England. So was it hard to do that?
Yeah, it was so hard. It was such a hard decision, especially because the 2 seasons before that, I think once, not that I would have got picked for Origin, but once I got suspended for 5 weeks during the whole Origin period, and then once I did my syndesmosis just before the Origin period. And then just before I made my decision, I got Freddie was good enough to make me 19th man for the Blues team. So I did a. But this is when I was thinking about making the decision, and I did a full camp in Perth with the Origin, and I felt like that was going to help me make my decision. 2017? No. This is a lot later now. This
22,
is 19,
22 maybe.
20 something. But I thought, all right, this is going to help me make my decision. I'll get in camp and I'll be like, nah, this is where I want to be. And I loved camp. We went down in Perth. I think we flogged them. This was one.
That was in Tommy Turbo snapped that day, I think.
Maybe, yeah. And I just when it all finished, I thought that was going to make my decision for me, and it just didn't. I still had this feeling in my chest where I was like, I think I want to play for England. And then I said, I I'm just going to go with this gut feeling that I've got. It wasn't anything around Origin was massive for me
it was
growing
obviously your bloodline.
Yeah,
Your bloodline played a part.
That's what I've come down to. I felt like there's something telling me there's something inside of me that wants me to play for England, and I just let it run. And I'm glad I did because I've had such good memories with that England side.
What was it like the first time you ran out in the jersey, the English jersey?
Yeah, it was good. It was at Newcastle at St James Park, and it was pretty packed. It was against Samoa, and they ended up beating us in the semi, unfortunately, but they were kind of the team which everyone was, hey, Samoa, it's going to be a big game, this. And we won that game to a packed St James Park, and I was just thinking World Cup year, awesome. A lot of emotion. I loved it.
Well, if we get to the final photo in the Victor and the Inflictor's life, and this is your wife and your son, eh?
Yeah.
When did you get married?
I'm not married yet. I don't know if we're engaged. That'll do for you.
That's your life partner.
Yeah, my life partner. Yeah, that's what I tell people. Yeah, life partner. Anyway, we're engaged. That's good enough for now. To be honest, I'm skint as anything. Interest rates have killed me. He's canned the wedding. Unless her father wants to pay for it, Noel Cratchley can give us $100. Well,
usually the bride. I've got 3 daughters. I'm getting married on Monday.
We're getting Noel to
I was like,
pay
girls,
for
you know what?
Get $100,000 off Noel, pay for the wedding.
Okay, so let's be serious. Let's tell us about this beautiful woman. And how old's the young bloke now?
Oh, he's 14 months now. This is just a couple of weeks after he's born.
Yep.
We got a lady to come do some photos, which is nice. They're good memories. That's obviously a massive change in my life. I've always been single and kind of lived in like a 2-bedroom unit with like my mates.
Yep.
Just ate takeaway, and then probably 4 years ago she come along and changed my life. Now we have Vinny.
Little Vinny.
Yeah, he's a legend.
What's his full name?
Vincent Cash Radley, or Vinny Cash. Yeah.
Nice.
She's everything, and so is he, obviously. I don't think it's changed much in my footy career. I think everyone says, but when I'm at training, like, I don't think about Vinny or anything like that. Like, if I think about them, I kind of want to go home and be with them. But when I get home, I'm so grateful to have them because every single day I can't wait to get home.
And how did she change you from the lad you were? I
don't think I've changed that much, to be honest. She's a legend. She doesn't...
She likes to go out with the boys and have a drink and...
She does, yeah. Well, obviously she's been hard over the last 2 years when she's been pregnant, and then she only just stopped breastfeeding Vinny, so...
Wow.
She's been flat chat, but she that's... I feel like that's what she was born to do. I feel like when we first got together, I had that sense that she always wanted to be a mother, and then she's honestly the best mum I could ask for, and that was what I was kind of looking for in a partner too. And she takes care of me and Vinny better than I could have ever imagined. So,
isn't it amazing when you find the love of your life, and then they give you something so special as a baby, and you just look at them in a different way? You go, "Wow, you are actually the queen."
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy what they go through, and and then I can kind of just sit there and I just get to go home to these two every single day, which is. It's definitely changed my life. Not that I'm a different person, because I feel like I'm still the exact same, but every single day I can't wait. When I'm leaving training, I'm like, let's go, get home and see him.
So when is the wedding?
If Noel lends me $100,000, we'll get it on.
Who's Noel?
That's her dad. My dad's not paying. She's one of 4 as well, but 3 daughters. Same as you. So
maybe your brothers can hook, your brothers can hook up with her.
Did you see that state of all of us? How ugly we are, there's no chance.
So they're all glamours.
They're all glamours. I'm telling you, their whole families are full of glamours. They all went to Bali. About 20 of them just went to Bali, all girls. And I just thought, let them all go. But yeah, they've got some good genes. That's where Vinny gets it from, not from me, I tell you.
So do you think you're going to have, how many kids are you going to have?
4 boys if it all goes to plan. No. Honestly, whatever happens. I'm happy. But yeah, I want to have a lot of kids.
Yeah, trust me, I have, and it's the best life you can ever have, especially becoming a grandparent. Which is
you just started, eh?
I just started, 6 months ago, and it's the best feeling ever. Right, to finish off Life in 5, we ask you a few poignant questions. Give me 5. Number 1, what's your favourite band?
I want to say Kings of Leon.
Great band.
Yeah.
Would your favourite song be one of theirs?
Well, that's why because I was going to say Chili Peppers, but I thought I'd put my favourite song as Can't Stop for the Chili Peppers because they're obviously
Okay. What's your
probably my
favourite-
favourite band as well. But
What's your favourite Kings of Leon's song?
well, it's the whole album really. That Sex is on Fire and Use Somebody, those songs I just pump all the time.
How good?
Yeah.
Have you seen them live?
Only by the Night? No, I haven't. That's what I need to do. Is it Only by the Night? I think
Yeah.
that album. I think that's my favourite album anyway. So,
What's your favourite TV series of all time?
Yellowstone.
How
I watched
good?
Yellowstone, yeah.
Oh.
I watched it twice.
John
actually.
Dutton
Yeah.
and Beth.
I felt like
What
a
about
cowboy
Beth?
after watching that. Yeah.
Now, every time I watch it, they've got a bit of scotch or something. I always feel like because they're always drinking piss.
Yeah.
Like I want a scotch because
Yeah.
Beth's got one.
Yeah,
she's the
Rip.
best.
I want to be Rip, but I'm
Rip.
I'm a
How
coward.
cool is
so-
he? He's the best. Yeah, I loved it too. Favourite other sport?
Probably, I don't like watching it, but I just love playing golf. But I'm not big in sitting down and
No.
really keeping track of it. If I put it, I might put a bet on, but
How often do you play golf and what handicap are you?
I play off 18, but I don't play to 18.
Wow.
I'm worse than that. To be honest, my favourite thing to do is play golf on holidays and have cans of beer and
Oh, yeah.
dart.
And play Ambrose.
Ambrose, yeah, for sure. Well,
Who's
that's
the-
what I don't play too much in Sydney. I only play if we've got 4 of us and it's going to be a good day or on a day off every now and then. But anytime I'm on holiday, it's like, I cannot wait to have a game of golf.
Who's the best golfer at the Roosters?
Oh, mate, we got such a good crew this year. Obviously, Chad's
Chad's back.
He's
Yeah.
made a group chat, and then we got a lot of young kids. Max McCarthy, Hugo is a good golfer. Zach Docker Clay's been playing good. Sandon's been playing good.
He's a good kid, Zach Clay. He's
Yeah.
from my neck of the woods, Penrith.
Yeah, he's a legend. He's
good
such
kid.
a legend. Yeah.
Sinclair boy.
Yeah, so we actually have a group chat with 15 of us in now, I think.
Oh, wow.
So it's really good. So I think we're planning a golf trip. See how we go.
Of course you should.
We won't even play golf. One game.
Nah, you just get on it.
For 3 days.
And finally, if you've done something wrong, you look like you'd love a great meal. What's your death row meal? What would you have if it's your last one?
I should have thought about this before, but I'm just going to go like a schnitzel pasta, big,
What's
greasy.
Yeah, what with it?
But with what?
Sorry?
20 schooners. Yeah, schnitzel pasta with 20
Oh,
schooners.
schnitzel pasta. Is it red or white sauce?
Oh, red sauce. I got it there in the last Piago in Coogee, the Italian restaurant.
Is that
there.
no name still open? Is there a place got no?
I don't think that's still open. That was in the city, and there was obviously one in.
Yeah.
They changed that to Toddy's at
Oh,
Bondi.
okay.
I'm not sure if there's still a no names, but that was the OG, greasy
Wasn't
schnitzel
it?
pasta. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the best.
Down at Coogee is a bit fancier. It's like a nice veal schnitzel, and maybe not as big, but it's big enough, and it's delicious.
Just another question that I should put on there. What's your pre-game meal? What do you have like the night before a game?
Oh, it's not schnitzel pasta anymore.
No.
No, I just try and eat rice with steak and veggies.
Oh,
Roast
boring.
veggies, if I can. Yeah, that's probably the best I've got. Yeah.
Well, Victor Radley, this is your life in 5, my friend. Your photos were epic.
Happy days. Thank
Love
you,
them.
mate.
And on behalf of Lily Pilly Wines, there's a nice red and a nice white for you, mate. Hope you
Thank
enjoy
mate.
that.
Cheers, appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thanks for giving us some time for Life in
days.
5, baby.
No dramas, mate. Thank you.